She's like a sis to me, but she already has her own sister, but I'll take her when I can get her. It's Tanya Sam. Hi, Tanya.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's Tuesday. I'm so happy to be back, and I'm bringing the good news.
You're bringing the good news.
It doesn't get any better than that.
You're bringing the good news, and not only that, but people don't know, you have a very popular, I mean, that's an understatement, book club that you do.
It's
Tanya
lit.
Time. It is. And you're giving us book recommendations a little bit later in the show.
So a lot of fun stuff coming up today. We're going to talk about some good news, and I've got some great book recommendations for you. If you wanted to get back into reading and you don't know where to start, I've got some great leads.
Yeah, you do. And that is actually one of my New Year's resolutions. I'm going to drink water. I'm going to read books.
Okay.
And I need to get into it. So I'm going to be writing down everything you're saying.
You know what? I will say this. A lot of people are like, I don't know if I have the time to read books. I feel like Audible books is reading.
Right.
So don't count yourself out. There's lots of ways you can get into it.
Okay.
Yeah,
all
absolutely.
Right. Thank you for not judging me.
I will not.
Appreciate that.
Never.
Okay.
Never.
Let's get into some It's All Good stories because you have a really great one to start our day with.
So I love this story because it is hometown pride. There is a pastor. He's an Atlanta pastor, Pastor Siegfried White. And he was really passionate about helping at home. And with the cold temperatures, he had a friend who had actually passed away because our population of unhoused citizens in Atlanta was growing. And with these frigid temperatures, a lot of people were suffering on the streets. So he was donated a van, and he has spent the past months and months and months going around and helping people get off the streets, giving them shelter in his van or taking them there, as you see, to the Gateway Center so that they can stay overnight and avoid the cold temperatures. And, you know, this just really warms my heart because sometimes we really forget how easy it is to be unhoused, how many of our communities are unhoused. And just, you know, one man that really puts his heart out there for the sake of others.
I was going to say, one thing that really stuck out to me in that article was he was saying, I walk by this certain individual every day and nobody is doing anything.
Yeah.
And when you look at it that way, you're like, why isn't anybody doing it?
Yeah.
This is our community. We live here. Why aren't we banding together and helping those who need it most? And like you said, Tanya, a lot of people are one paycheck away from having a circumstance that could lead them to be suffering in the cold temperatures and unhoused. So,
absolutely. And you know, my stories today that I chose were really intentional because sometimes I think we're not sure what to do. And sometimes it's a tiny little small gesture that will help one person.
Right.
You know, and so as I segue from this story, and I really want to commend, thank you, Reverend Siegfried White, for all that you do, you know, and just the little kindnesses that really go a long way.
And that's what, I mean, he's clearly a pastor, so he's dedicated his life to bettering other people, but the open doors, the welcoming arms, that's all part of like, you know, practicing what you literally preach. And it sounds like he's really doing that. So thank you, Pastor.
I really appreciate him. This second story is along the same lines. And we talked about this morning. Sometimes it's really hard to get your kids to school in the morning. You know, making the bus, getting their shoes on.
Yeah, all right, Tanya. I forgot to put shoes on my kid one time. But it is hard, but nothing like this guy. But it happens. It
happens. And so it's really hard to get your kids to school on time. And so one resource officer at Westbrook Middle School noticed that one child in particular was really struggling to get to school. And here he is here. He's sort of telling the story, and he was wondering, why is he continually late? And so what he did was just take the time to ask him what's going on. And it was interesting because this kid lived too close to school to actually get on the bus, but it was far enough that he was late and tardy repeatedly. So he reached out to a local bike shop and said, do you have any extra bikes? If I could help this kid get a bike, could he get to school on time and learn the lessons that he needed to learn?
Yes.
And it started this really wonderful partnership where now in the community, they found, you know, donated bikes or used bikes that might have been broken, needed a quick tune-up, and they were able to give them back to kids in need at, you know, at the school.
Yes, thank you to that officer. And that really, I mean, the freedom of a bike too. And then to your earlier point, Tanya, about just being in the moment and seeing that he needed someone to ask him, hey, what's going on? It was a simple thing.
Such a small thing.
Yeah,
and it was a bike. Like, there's all these things that, you know, we collect junk. You know, and sometimes you're like, oh, I don't know what to do with it. But like, you give it to Goodwill, you could give it to a school. And it really was a little bit of a life-changing gesture for this young kid.
A little bit of effort can go a long way. And we're so happy that you're sticking around to give us some book recs. That's coming up. Let's give it up for Tanya Sam. Thank you. Yes, yes.